Today we're going to be making ciabatta bread. This is the most simplest way to make homemade bread. The ingredients for the ciabatta bread is 1 cup of wholemeal flour, 3 cups of 00 plain flour, white, 1 teaspoon of dry yeast and 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 2 cups of warm water. Today I'm going to be making 3 ciabatta bread, so I am actually tripling the dose. So we need 12 cups. Three, 4. So that I don't get mixed up with my dosage, I'll place the yeast every 4 cups, so that way I can mix it together, and the same with the salt. And we'll just carry on putting the flour. 1, 2, 3. Let's open another packet. This ciabatta bread is so simple and it is so yummy that once you start making it, you are not going to go back to buy any bread from the store. It is very cheap to make. That's 8 cups. Last 4 cups. So it's 3 cups of plain flour, 9 cups of plain flour, 00, and 3 cups of wholemeal flour. Oopsie daisy. Do. Okay. So now with a spatula, we'll just incorporate everything, making sure that everything is evenly distributed through the salt, the yeast. Incorporate everything through before we add the water. Now this particular dough, you don't need to knead it at all. So we gradually pour all the water into it, like so, and just mix it through until it comes all together. This one's a very sticky dough. So you mix the water through. Now this is not a stiff dough. As you can see, this is not a stiff dough. It's quite sticky and elasticity. See the elasticity in it? So once it's all mixed like that, you have to let it rest. And this probably would be the hardest part of all, for 18 hours. You cover it with foil. Now the only thing you need to do is let it rest for 18 hours. So you keep it at a room temperature. You put it on your dining room table as long as it's at room temperature. You cover it up with foil all around. And after 18 hours, while the dough has rested, we'll come back and we'll show you towards the finishing product. 18 hours have gone by since we've rested our dough, and this is what it's meant to look like once it's rested. Nice, airy and bubbly. So what we'll do is get a spatula and just break it down from the sides of the bowl to bring it all together. So we can we'll just fold it onto each other like that. As you can see, it's very, very sticky. Then we get a paper towel. And what we do is we wipe the bench down so we can make it wet. We just wet it so that when we place the cling wrap on it, it won't slip everywhere. So because I'm doing 3 batches today, I will show you one first and then I'll carry on with the rest. So what we do is put some semolina on the cling wrap, like so. Then get some flour so we can sort of just powder our hands, and we'll just grab a nice big piece of the dough, break it up like so. And put it on your cling wrap. As you can see, it is very sticky. So what you do is put more flour, and then we shape it. You can play with it. It's very, very easy to play with actually. It's like Play-Doh. Then we shape it into a loaf, like so. Then we get a tray, and on the tray, we just sprinkle some semolina on it. Just enough to coat the bottom of the tray. Then you fold the cling wrap or glad wrap under a bit. Take it over to the tray and you just flip it over, removing the cling wrap like so. Bit more flour on top. Bit more cling wrap. And then you just let it rest just for 1 hour before you bake it. Just let it rest on the side. As you can see, this has been resting now for an hour. We remove the plastic film off it. Give it a little bit of a shape, bit more shape, because it's risen a little bit more. And then we put it in 180 to 190 degrees oven, in the middle of the oven, for 40 minutes. Set the timer. Back in 40 minutes to see the final results. And we've come to this final stage. The bread is done. Take it out of the oven. As you can see how much it's grown in size. Place it on a rack. Let it cool down a little bit and enjoy.